Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to do a palette bingo using my rotating palettes. If you have not seen them, I highly recommend going and checking out that video, but I will tell you what palettes I have as well, just so we're all on the same page. I have my Tarteist Pro Palette. That guy it's super reflective, but this is her. Then we also have another very reflective, this is my Natasha Denona Gold palette, and maybe right side up, Laura. This is what she looks like. Absolutely beautiful palette. Then we have the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. This is an all matte, beautiful palette here. Last but not least, we have the Saharan 2, again by Juvia's Place, and that is this beauty right here. That being said, I am going to limit the shades in here. I am not going to roll in the cream shadows. And if I roll a black shadow in one palette, I'm not going to roll it in another palette. And we're not going to do just like all creams kind of thing. So we'll make this interesting, okay? So I am going to start with the Tarteist Pro palette here. I have shades 1 through 20 because there are 20 shades in this. And I'm going to count 1 to 5, 6 to 10, so on and so forth. So we have 1 to 20 in my Pretty Random app. Do I have? I'm just going to clear the history. So we have 1 to 20 in the app. And one actually has a pan and it's a cream shade, so we're just going to roll one more. Shade 11 is what we get. That's exciting. It's kind of a boring shadow, if I'm being quite honest. One would have been this guy, but we have pan and it's a cream shade, so I kind of just don't want to work on that. Or everyone knows how to use a cream shade, I feel like, so we don't need that. But we have 5, 10, 11 is this guy here. It is, I mean, like it leans cream, but it's not quite a cream shadow. I can definitely use this one in the crease. So hopefully you can see it there. That is the first shade. That is the shade called Chic from the Tarteist Pro palette. A really great starting shadow. Really great starting shadow. Then, just because it's the one that's on top next, is my Natasha Denona palette. This has 15 shadows in it. So I have now, I'm going to clear the history again, just preventative, what is it? Just so we don't roll the same thing in. So brain fart happened real bad there. So we have 1 through 15 in here. I did hit prevent rerolls just so if we roll the same color, it is a different one in the palette. So I am just going to randomize and we get shade number 4. I mean, shade number 4 out of everything in here, we picked another neutral brown. This is the shade Aria. Oh my gosh, these are so similar. So we have those guys to start us off. Again, this is Chic. This is Aria. Looking real neutral. And we're going to continue to have mattes in because the next one is the Warrior 2 palette. And if you're familiar with this palette, I'm trying to do this with one hand. It is an all matte eyeshadow palette. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I did cancel, or I cleared out my history, and we're just going to roll 1 through 9 now. Another shade number 4. Okay. That is this shade here. A beautiful, like, it's getting super deepened out just because of the exposure, but it's this like beautiful deep coral kind of shade. So that is what we're looking like now. Oh, I'm getting a call. One moment. So I don't know where we left off. I apologize. I got a work call. I'm working on an urgent issue, trying to just resolve it while I'm taking my lunch. So I know that the last shadow has to be pulled. We have not drawn it yet. I have 1 through 9. I've reset the numbers in here, so hopefully it won't, I mean, if it does generate number 4 again, that's what it is. But we're just gonna roll. Number 7. I'm gonna have an all matte look. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. I really did not want to do an all matte look today. It's going to be cohesive as heck. That's just the way the cookie crumbled today, I guess. So there is that. So I do already have my eyes primed, but I'm just going to zhuzh this out real quick. Man, what are do we see this? This has been going on for like a week. Just my eyes been twitchy. We're just going to start doing the eyeshadow. I really don't know how, what odds were in my favor to do an all matte look, but apparently that's the vibe we're doing today. I have no idea what to start with because I feel like this is a super easy, like no brainer kind of thing. But in my head, I'm like, but what do I do? So I am going to start with this shadow here from the Warrior 2 palette. Okay, so that is a super simple color to just chuck on and like be done. Then I don't know. I have no clue. This has kind of thrown me off having all mattes, but it's fine. We're rolling with the punches. I'm going to take the shadow from the Saharan 2. It was this one called Fez. That guy. It's just a deep brown. That shadow. This is going to be a very similar look to what I'm wearing in my empties video that has not gone up yet, but you'll see a very similar look, but it's not the same. I promise you that. I will say I really like the warmth that this shade Fez has in it. It's like, it's not a super, like, looking at it, it just looks like a chocolatey kind of brown, but it has such nice warm notes to it. So I think that it just pairs really beautifully with that that initial shade. It's called Dora. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled like my name with a D. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I really don't mean any offense by butchering that if I did. All right, then the last thing we're going to do, well, I guess it's not the last thing. It's the last thing we're going to do on the upper lid. We're going to take that shadow Chic here and then just put that all over the lid. And again, I'm a little sad that I don't have like something sparkly and fun to put all over the lid, but such is life. I had a subscriber tell me that she's really into all matte looks, and now I feel like that's just I did that all matte look in my, technically it was yesterday that I filmed and did that look, but I did I'm doing like a one look for each palette to upload next month. And so I did a look with the Warrior 2 palette yesterday. Man, I'm taking calls left and right during this video. I am so sorry. Totally not my norm. I'm normally not dealing with like this crazy urgencies at work, but the past week, man, has been like an absolute cluster. It's been great. So I didn't do anything else. I just finished this eye basically for the lid shade. Then we're going to do something real nice, real boring on the lower lash line. I'm just going to take the shadow from the Natasha Denona palette. It was that matte tone there called Aria. And I am just going to fluff that on the lower lash. Call it a day with that. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get anything sparkly and fun from this palette in particular to add to the look, but maybe we'll just throw on an inner corner shade. Oh my goodness. I took my constant interruptions to just finish the rest of my look. You saw me dusting down the Aria shade from my Natasha Denona gold palette on the lower lash line. All I did different, or what I've done, is I put a LA Girl Shockwave liner in my waterline. This is the shade Screamin. Yellow goes with my shirt. Thought it was cute. I then put on my e.l.f. Keep Your Curl mascara on my lashes, clearly. And then the last thing I did was I went in with my e.l.f. Ice Creme from the Mint Melt. This is just a tan kind of shade. I dusted that in my waterline and on my brow bone. And then I thought for like a little something extra, I would go in with this little thing, this little liquid eyeshadow from Kristen Lee. This is in my deck of panning, I think it's in my deck of panning. I put that on my inner corner, just as a little something. So you could make this a totally all matte look, but I just wanted to add something sparkly to my look. And then my liner is the Isehan Heroin Make Smooth Liquid Eyeliner. And I don't know what the shade, it's 01. I'm assuming it's just like intense black. And that is what is the wing today. But that is my palette bingo using all 4 of my palettes in my rotating palette series. I cannot believe we got an all matte look. Like, what are the odds out of, especially like in this palette that has more shimmers than mattes? Like, what were the odds of rolling a matte? It was a third. My chances were 1 in 3 to roll a matte. But even still, there's still shimmers in this palette. It is predominantly matte, but there are shimmers. And then same thing with my Natasha Denona gold palette. I feel like there's more shimmers to mattes in this palette as well. And of course we end up with a matte. So just very bizarre, very bonkers that we ended up with an all matte look today. I'm not mad at this look though. I think it's really pretty. I think that this is like a totally wearable, everyday kind of shadow look. And I definitely think that it's perfect for this time of year. So I cannot complain in that regard. I really wish I could have played with like, oh gosh, like this beautiful shadow, even like, oh, you're gorgeous. Literally would have loved to play with any shimmer on top of what we pulled in. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.